Hello, friends. Welcome to Conversations with Deepak. A door lock is more than a door lock. It could be an opening system, an entrance system, or even a system of trusted identities. And the organization that has led the way at the global level in terms of innovation and development is Assa Abloy. Till 1994, Assa Abloy was actually two separate entities, Assa of Sweden and Abloy of Finland. In 1994, the both came together in a merger to create Assa Abloy, probably the world's largest locking systems company at that time and even till now. And since then, the company, I call it organization because it's huge. It operates in 90 countries across all continents, has been leading the charge in terms of innovation, product development, servicing, what have you. And to tell us more about what Assa Abloy is doing in India and what are his plans for the future, I have with me its Managing Director, Raman Koul. Raman has spent a good 27 years at Atlas Copco, another Swedish engineering giant, before he joined Assa Abloy. And at Atlas Copco, he earned his spurs in the fields of sales, marketing, servicing, and general management. And now he's applying all his learned skills to build Assa Abloy into an edifice just the way it is globally. So it's indeed my pleasure to welcome Raman Koul to Conversations with Deepak. Hello, Raman. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody.
How are you doing?
Good.
How is the lockdown treating you?
Well, yes, it has been, I would say, a trying time for the last 3-4 months. But as every event, as every such a, I would say, a paradigm shift in the way we live, in the way we work, and in the way we conduct our business. So I would say that it has also been a period of reflection, of learning, and I would say of doing many things quite differently from what we were doing in the past.
So I'm sure that all your reflections and learnings that you had in the past so many years and during this lockdown will be able to share with our viewers today.
Yes, it will be a pleasure for me.
But let me first start by asking you a very simple question. Please tell us something about Assa Abloy India. Please tell us what this company comprises of. What are the brands? What are the product categories?
As you rightly said, Assa Abloy is a Swedish company, Swedish group. In India, we are present for the last 12 years, and we are structured through our sales organization. And also we have, over the last few years, acquired 2 companies in India. One was the glass hardware business of Puja Hardware, which we is basically the Inox brand. And also we acquired a manufacturing plant in Jamnagar by the name SMI. So we have 3 operational entities in India: Assa Abloy India, and we also have SMI. In terms of products, we have the glass hardware, which we acquired through the Inox acquisition. We also have the door hardware products, which is our core business. And then we have extension of that. We have automatics, we have digital access solutions, we have electromechanical solutions. I would say that from a product perspective, we offer the customers a complete range of access solution products comprising of mechanical hardware, digital products, electromechanical solutions, automatic doors, and also we have the glass hardware products. So whether it is a residential project or whether it is a commercial project, including transportation, airports, hospitality, healthcare, universities, we have solution to most of the requirements.
So which are your
That
main?
is, yeah, that comes as far as the products are concerned, but as an organization also, over the years, we have evolved as quite with a strong channel and sales depth in Indian market. We also have a manufacturing footprint. And I would say that we are well poised to achieve our overall group vision of leadership in the business that we are in. And when we talk of leadership, I don't define it only in terms of the sheer revenue numbers. To me, leadership is about having a strong and a broad range of products so that we become a lead choice for our customers. We also become very valuable principles for our distributors and business partners through which they can achieve sustainable growth. We also become the best choice employers for the people who want to work in this industry. And I would say that's ultimate goal of leadership for me.
So which are the key brands that come under the umbrella of Assa Abloy?
We have the Assa Abloy brand, which is our group brand, which is primarily into the commercial projects. Then we have Yale as a major residential brand in India. And we also have Inox positioned as a leading glass hardware brand, glass hardware furniture fittings and sliding solutions. It's basically about smart open spaces. And then we are introducing one more brand, Valencia, in the market, which is primarily into the door hardware segment, which primarily comes from our SMI stable.
What would be the product range like under Valencia?
It would be basically the primarily the door hardware products for the residential projects.
And that would be manufactured at your Jamnagar plant?
That would be primarily manufactured at Jamnagar plant. It is also in line with the overall vision of India to have more of a local manufacturing. In fact, even before the focus on self-reliance in manufacturing in India, we had that vision of that for the Indian market, we need a plant where we can have local products manufactured based on the local customer needs. So that was the prime rationale for the acquisition of our plant in Jamnagar. And we have a vision that we should be able to use this manufacturing footprint in India to basically develop products suitable for the Indian market and also have a supply chain which is more localized and not depend on only one country for the imports. In fact, that's one of the another big advantage that Assa Abloy has We have around 250 plants all over the world. So including a major plant in India. So our supply chain is not dependent on only one country. So we have diversified the risk globally. And that's why we are in a position where we can offer products suitable to the market from anywhere in the world.
What other infrastructures have you established in India other than your manufacturing plant?
We have a wide depth of retailers and distributors all over the country. We have a sales organization primarily catering to large infrastructure and commercial projects. We also have an organization which can serve as, for example, a customer wants to start a commercial project or a major residential project, or wants some advice on the type of the latest technologies in access solutions. We also have the tools available wherein we can provide that support to our customers. So we also have a support organization to consult with customers on giving the best possible solution based on their requirements. Apart from that, we're also trying to develop our e-commerce initiatives so that we have certain initiatives in that area as well.
So how important is your consultancy service within your entire marketing strategy? What role does that play?
It is very important because the markets are evolving in India. The customer needs are changing. I'll give you a simple example of a few years back. It was normal to have a mechanical door lock with a key. Because of a younger population in India living in cities, the door lock market is gradually moving towards the digital solution. Similarly, the access controls in offices or commercial spaces is moving from mechanical to more electromechanical. And we have very advanced products in this area. So, and we have a global organization where we have the latest tools available, where we can provide a customized solution for a customer need. And that's where I personally believe this portion of the organization is very important, because this would help us to bring the latest, keep the customers and the market updated with the latest technologies available in this area.
So what kind of consultancy is provided to these?
We could go, for example, we can make product presentations on the latest products available. If a customer requires a specific solution, he can provide us the basic designs, and we can design a complete offering for him, so that and then we can also provide that there is a present solution available, and then how we can provide features which are in line with the latest trends in the market, how we can provide better security, how we can prevent, how we can provide safe access, because the basic mission of our organization is provide a more safe and an open world. Now, what are the safety features that many of our solutions have, which could help customers in building safety, about security and safety around their infrastructure, whether it is an airport, whether it is a hospitality hotel, whether it's a hospital, how we can develop access control systems which give a customer a comfort of security, safety, convenience, and ease of use. And then introduce those technologies in the market. So that would be the role of this part of an organization.
So your dealers and distributors, do they also form a part of this chain of consultancy? Are they?
Yes, definitely, because we are trying to introduce more and more products in this area, whether it is the distributors who are working for our Inox brand, or whether it is the distributors who are working for our Yale brand, and also the retailers. We are introducing a lot of digital and electromechanical solutions. And competence building of our channel in this area is very important, because we have offering for all the segments of the market, not only the top end verticals, but also small shopping complexes, small or even residential projects. So we have solutions for all segments of the market. And building the competence of our channel and introducing relevant products in this channel is a part of our strategy.
So,
and it's not possible for an organization to grow unless our channel partners and our distributors and our customers grow in the process. So it's very important that if we have to build a sustainable growth model in India, it's very important that our distributors and our channel partners are also a part of it.
So how are their skills or their knowledge upgraded? Do they get to undergo some training with Assa Abloy?
Yes, knowledge and skills is a continuously evolving process, and that's my belief. Majority of the business in India is retail in the door hardware segment, and I have personally interacted with many of the distributors and our retailers and found them extremely knowledgeable in identifying the needs of the market and in providing the solutions. The key here is a continuous engagement, that we keep learning from each other and continuously looking at the horizons around and see what can we do in terms of processes, in terms of products, in terms of building a solution around products, and on a long-term basis, evolving a relationship of trust and transparency with each other, so that we achieve the common objective of growth in a sustainable way. And for that, it is very important that there is a knowledge sharing. From our retailers and from our distributors, we get an up-to-date knowledge of the market. We get an up-to-date knowledge of the customer's need. And what we can learn from our own organization internally is processes, is latest technologies developed elsewhere in the group, which we can introduce in the market through them. So it is not a learning wherein it's not a unidirectional learning. It goes both ways. We learn from our partners what the market needs, and they learn from us how they can leverage on our product range and global processes.
How vast is your distribution network in terms of distributors and dealers?
We have a large number of distributors, and to be frank enough, I do not precisely the number, but we have distributors and retailers all over the country, and we are also, it's an evolving process. But I can assure you one thing, whichever corner of the country you will be in, if you will come across our products, and it'll also be very easy for you to purchase it and also to install and uh, operate it. That we can assure you through our channel, that wherever in every part of the country that you're in, our products will be available and are available, and we would make it very convenient for you to purchase our products and also to get them installed.
So these would largely be dealers or channel partners for your Yale and Inox.
Yeah, we have two prime brands for retail in India. One is Inox for glass hardware, furniture fittings, slidings. Is basically spaces, smart spaces, what we call it. And the another brand is the Opening Solutions brand. That's basically into the door hardware, the digital locks. We're also introducing electromechanical locks there, and that is into Yale brand. And then we have a commercial brand that's Assa Abloy. And these are the three brands, apart from Valencia, which we have recently launched. So apart from these are the four brands that we have in India. And primarily retail brands in India are Inox and Yale.
Your non-retail brands, which I presume would come under the products, would come under the Assa Abloy brand, if I'm not mistaken.
Not really, because what we need to define is that when we have a new project requirement, a large project requirement, it's normally through our project distributors and through our project organization. But these products will ultimately also have a replacement requirement. So we need to fill up the retail product basket keep it updated with the complete range of products. That's why you would find that our retailers would have a comprehensive range of products in all the technologies. So it will not be only for our project organization.
So going forward, what kind of new infrastructure is on the drawing board, or what kind of investments are you planning to make in India to make your the Assa Abloy family of products more widely available, new product categories, and a more established organization?
It is a process of continuous evolution. So in terms of products, if we see today, now we have a fairly comprehensive range of products. We have, if we take for any commercial or residential project, if we see, we have the door hardware, we have glass hardware, we have automatics, we have revolving doors, we have the digital locking systems, and we have the electromechanical locking system. So on the product and on the product basket, we have a very comprehensive range of products. Then on the channel side, through our organic evolution of the Assa Abloy organization and also through the acquisition of Inox, we have fairly good number of distributors, very reliable partners, and retail channels across the country. Then, so basically we have the foundation in place which can take us further. As far as the future focus areas where we would like to further develop, would find a very strong, and that's, I believe, one of the very important foundation of business, and that is of creating a very strong customer engagement, in the sense that I do not believe that the relationship between a customer and organization should be transactional. We should have a long-term relationship with a customer, which means that we should go extra mile in ensuring that every touch point with a customer is properly managed, thus creating a customer delight. And I think that going forward becomes a very important focus area for the business. So I think that's an area where we are there, but we will definitely invest a lot in making sure that we have delighted customers, we have very satisfied business partners, and who are proud of having our products and working with us. That's an area where we would we'd take a lot of initiatives. Channel development, improving the competence of our distributors, retailers, bringing new products is a continuously evolving process. And also, if we have to be a market leader, it's very important that we do not miss out opportunities in understanding customer requirements and also anticipating new customer requirements. So that's another area. Reducing the time to bring in new products into the market would be another area where we would launch some initiatives.
So how would that happen? Do you have an research and development group?
It's not only about Assa Abloy India. As I said, we are a global organization with 250 factories across the world, and we have a global supply chain. So the only key is that we understand what the Indian market needs and bring those products into the market as soon as possible.
What are you doing at the retail level to enhance customer experience?
It's in terms of processes. Is basically customer experience, as I said, is based on management of the touch points that a customer has with an organization. It could be visiting our website. It could be visiting a retail store. It would be meeting our salespeople or meeting our specification organization. So it's very important that we build competence across the level in in customer handling. And also we have not to forget that our retail partners basically are our brand ambassadors. So we have to make sure that we have very sustainable relationship with the partners who can uphold our brand in the market, because it's they who are interacting with the customers. And it's very important for that to make happen. There's a seamless flow of communication between the distributors and the organization, and also between the customers and the organization. So we're also making we're also making it very easy for the people to interact with us and give us a feedback on how we can improve further.
Is there any Assa Abloy experience that the customer enjoys when he walks into a retailer's outlet, the point of sale? So what's the Assa Abloy experience that you are envisaging or you have already put in place?
When a customer visits our experience center or a retail shop, he should get a view of the latest products and the technologies. He should get a view of our complete comprehensive product range. He should be interacting with people who are well trained in explaining the features of that product. And then when he decides to be our customer, his experience after he purchases our equipment should be the one which causes uh, him or her delight. Even if sometimes things do go wrong, we should go extra mile in making sure we are able to give the customers the confidence that it was just an aberration. It does happen sometimes that something doesn't just work. Either the person who goes to installation, he doesn't go on time, or the person is not able to explain, or somebody is not there, or there is some issue. It's very important that we make amends that makes the customer feel that it was just an aberration.
What about the experiences that come from the installation services and the after sales customer handling? Uh, what have you done on these two fronts?
The first thing is that it's very important that we have emphasized a lot on the training of the people who go to install our products. Our effort is to make sure that they are very competent. First of all, there are three dimensions to it. The availability of a technician. So we have to make sure that we have enough capacity, that we are able to send a technician or an engineer as soon as possible. So we have enough availability of technicians directly or indirectly within our organization that our response time is very short. The second thing is the competence of a technician or an engineer. So we have to make sure that the person who goes and does the service is fairly competent to perform the job. And the third is the processes to manage the communication and the flow and make amends if things don't go well. Towards that also, what's needed is a very efficient call center, which can make sure that the calls are professionally handled. And if there is a problem, then that is also immediately addressed. And the final thing is that a test for me to make sure that it is working. I myself, on both the Inox as well as the Yale websites, I have put my personal, my official email ID there and requested customers to provide a feedback on whether they are happy and if they have any issue and they are not happy. So to bring it to my notice. And I have got some encouraging feedbacks. And then the question is, when you get such a feedback, you work on that process. So that's another of the initiative that we are taking. And this customer engagement process is something which is a continuously evolving process. And what we need to do is to make a rapid progress in that area, because that's something I believe is one of our in line with one of our core values.
Right. I have also noticed that you made your customer engagement process very transparent, and you've displayed the escalation hierarchy over there with you right at the bottom across all your websites. So if a person is not satisfied with your customer is not satisfied with your initial responses, then it's very easy for him to reach out to you.
Yeah.
That's something which we don't come across very frequently. To be in the line of fire, so to say.
But I would say that I'm not disturbed much. I hardly get any mail or I hardly get any communication from my customers. So
I hope that won't allow any sense of complacency to creep in.
Exactly. And this is one of the reasons why we introduced the system, so that the organization does not encourage complacency in this regard.
No, what I meant was not receiving any complaints.
You said that being in the line of fire. What I meant was that I don't consider it being in the line of fire. I consider it, as one of the most important aspects of my job, because that's the customer is the reason we are in business. We should not forget what our father of nation, Gandhiji, taught us. Customer is not an obstruction in our work. He is the main reason for our work. So I do not consider it being in a line of fire. I consider it a very, very good feedback, which enables us to make our processes stronger, engage with them better, and be better day and day.
Raman, you have said at one instance that strategy is about courage of focus on 4 right things: targeting right customers with the right products and services, having the right cost, and getting the right price. You have said, have these 4 rights in place and you have success. So if
that is, that's, yes. I think you have taken it from my LinkedIn account, right?
Yes. How does that play out in the Assa Abloy context?
Well, right product is about the right. It's not only about products. It's about the right value proposition. If we have to be, I would say, if we have to be the first choice of a customer, it means that we have the products which provide them what we are there for, is providing them safety, providing them reliability, providing them convenience in use, and providing them comfort. So it involves understanding the customer needs. It involves anticipating the customer needs. And it involves engaging the whole organization in building up value propositions which meet the requirement of our customers. So I would request you to look at it from a very broad definition. Right products is basically having a very strong customer focus and engaging with them, identifying the right value propositions for our customers. Right price is basically about, for any sustainable organization, it's very important that we are priced competitively in line with the value we deliver for our customers. Regarding the right cost, it's very important that it's not only we, but the entire value chain which is profitable. It involves that you're able to source the product at a cost which can create the relevant profitability across the value chain. Right? And then when you said right customer, it means that basically a very efficient market segmentation so that we can define the need for the various customer groups, for each customer groups, right? And we are able to provide the value propositions which they need to achieve the objectives that they seek with our products and solutions. That's how I would explain this 4 C's. 4 R's, sorry. Right product, right cost, right customer, and right price.
You've also said that managers take care of tracks which are already there,
Yeah.
whereas leaders shift tracks and create new ones. Leadership can be demonstrated at every level, not necessarily at the top. So, how are you implementing this leadership mantra at Assa Abloy?
This is not only me. I think this is the need of the market today. The rapid transformation of the world around us has never been so much. We have never seen the world changing so fast as we see in the last couple of decades. A traditional organization with a leader at the top, right, and then separated by the middle management, and then the people at the front and the customer at the bottom, is not going to succeed in evolving, in responding to this rapid transformation that's happening in the market. It's very important that today, for me, the highest person at the lead, at the top of the organization is the customer, followed by the people who are serving those customers, our salespeople, our retailers, our distributors. They know the best. They are talking to them day in and day out. And then the rest of us, the middle management and the senior leadership, is basically to support those customers. And that for me is what would define the organization for tomorrow. Now, as far as your question is concerned, leaders change tracks and the managers follow tracks. It comes from a traditional role that we see in the organization, whereas we are, each manager has certain KPIs and we just work within those parameters. But what differentiates a leader from a manager is the one who takes initiatives and responds very quickly to the market requirements. And this does not necessarily need to be the leader or the managing director or the CEO. It can be the managers working in the field. It can be even the people who are responding to those customers. And it's very important that we inculcate a culture of ownership and accountability across an organization so that we can respond more rapidly to customer requirements.
That needs a very strong process of recognition and credit sharing as well.
Yes, I think fundamentally it also it involves a lot of an organizational culture, for which we are very fortunate being part of Assa Abloy. We have a very strong culture of empowerment and innovation in place. If you see our global ranking, we score very high on innovation. And that comes from a very empowered organization. So we have empowered people across the level. So we have that culture in place. It's a question of reinforcing the culture and introducing strong initiatives in the area of performance management, in the area of strategy development, in the area of new product development, to involve people across the organization so they feel that they are a part of the overall vision and overall strategy. And also, I would not leave it for only our own employees. I would also say about our distributors, our retail organization, that we would like that they are a part when we extend our processes to our retailers or our distributors. The objective is basically to make sure that they have a feeling of being a part of an extended family, and then making sure that they see us as an instrument through which they can also achieve their own growth objectives. So for me, it does not end with our own employees. It ends with all the people who are interacting with our customers.
Another thought of yours, which I thought was worth exploring. As employees and customers prioritize health and safety, it is important for organizations to accelerate the digital journey. Now we see digitalization happening across the board, particularly during this period of lockdown. What has happened at Assa Abloy in terms of digitalization?
From a small apps, WhatsApp groups, you know, and also we have very quickly launched our web shops. The key is that the e-commerce activity has grown manifold in the last few months. The reason being that the customers would like to avoid going to the market and see and purchase things for themselves. So one of the things which I believe would be the long-term impact of COVID would be a radical shift in the consumer buying behavior. And therefore, it's very important that we are very proactive when it comes to launching, when it comes to making it very convenient for customers to see, visualize things online, which means that our websites need to be fairly should be built up in a manner that it becomes very easy for customers to interact with us through our websites, have a feel and look of our products, which should be easily available. And then we should also set up processes that it becomes very convenient, very easy for customers to purchase our products online, get them installed, take customer feedbacks online, so that we can strengthen our e-commerce channel.
So probably your consultancy service, which is an important part of your total marketing strategy, would have been strengthened as well.
Yes, we have also tried to develop some online tools so that they can interact with customers online and they don't need to physically go and make us. So we are making product presentations, product demos through our web tools.
Because a number of AR and VR technologies are being used now to allow customers to visualize their environments and to simulate how things will actually work even before the things are installed.
Yes.
In terms of innovation, if I were to just look at one of your thoughts, the Corona calamity will stimulate our minds in exploring new business opportunities, alternate channels of reaching customers, creating new products, identifying completely new ways of doing business. The winners will be those who are able to invent solutions to new problems never confronted in the past. Could you cite any example of an innovation that has been brought forth by Assa Abloy?
One of the things which we started off was very quickly try to build up hands-free solutions, touch-free products for our customers, which makes it very easy to open. So we have built up retrofit products, which we can install on our doors, or we have some, we have a product with which you can open any door without touching it. You can work on an ATM, you don't need to touch with your fingers. So that we were very quick to bring those products into the market. Then we have to remember that right from, I'm not very sure whether 1916 pandemic had such economic consequences, brought the world to a grinding halt. 1 year back, if anybody could have imagined that for a couple of months, 90 to 95% of our aeroplanes would be grounded. 4 months, people would not venture out of their homes, practically. He would have been, he would not have been believed,
right?
But it has happened. This has no precedent. And I'm confident that over a period of time, the COVID calamity there will be a vaccine or a treatment, and we will be over it. But we have also to realize that many companies were successful when they slightly tried to make an opportunity out of it. They showed a little bit of a decisiveness. I recall some companies who were making something else and suddenly started making sanitizers and masks. There's a company in China which was basically into textiles, and then suddenly they stopped everything and started making masks for the local population. And suddenly, now they have become one of the big exporter of masks across the globe. And this is only possible if organizations have agility. They can understand the requirement and they are agile enough to change either their business processes or their products and meet the changing demands of the market, meet the changing requirements of the market. And then you also need a very agile and innovative organization to do it. COVID has also forced us to have a lot of empathy, either with our customers or with our own employees when dealing with it. And this naturally would create demand for new products, as we are seeing, new solutions. You have seen how it's not easy for any vaccine to be developed in such a short time. That too of a coronavirus is one of the toughest vaccines to be developed. We have seen what Biocon did recently in pharmaceutical industry. We are also seeing how many textile, general engineering manufacturers, ventilator manufacturers completely change it, DRDO making ventilators. Right? So therefore, it's very important that for my Corona has created a paradigm shift in the industry, in business. And the riskiest option is doing nothing and probably believing that the world will be same again.
Right. Right. One last idea of yours, which I really love regarding talent management. The leader who fears that one of his subordinates will take his job will soon realize his fears coming true. The success of the leader is the sum of the competence and the performance of his subordinates. This is a very profound and wonderful thought.
Yeah, and I very strongly believe in it, because if we believe that to grow a business, we need satisfied customers. And to have satisfied customers, you need empowered and competent people who are interacting with those customers. And for having those empowered and competent people in your organization, you need to create a process that they operate as leaders and they also evolve as leaders. And this can only be done by a leader who believes that subordinates, that the people who work with for him are better than him, right? And are also empowered to do a job which would take his performance to a new dimension. It is very important that we create a culture wherein I would feel proud that if someone who has worked with me is ultimately evolves as a very strong leader and ends up a leader who is even better than me. And that will also ensure that if this becomes the value of a leader, what ultimately will happen is that the organization will grow faster, because the performance of an organization is sum total of the people who are working is sum total of the performance of the people who are working in that organization. No leader can do everything himself.
Well, Raman, now I'd like to take up a few questions from our audience. But first, I'll start with hello from one of your dealers, Shabir Tahir Chas. He says, we are the first dealer of Yale in Hyderabad.
Yes.
He sends his compliments to you and your team.
Thank you, and looking forward to see him. We have met, and looking forward to see him again soon.
Then I have a question from Mr. Amit Ladha. How is Assa Abloy planning to go ahead with the Make in India idea? Is the dependence on the Indian manufacturing unit going to increase?
We are already we are already having plans. We already had plans to have a manufacturing footprint in India. From 2017 onwards, we have manufacturing facility in India, which not only makes products for India, but also exports. We are confident that we will have more, we will introduce more products in the factory in India. And also we are ready to develop any product there, in the sense that if because of some regulatory change or because of some disruptions in the supply chain, our customers, our retailers will not find that we are not able to supply the material because we are dependent on some country or somewhere to get those products, and because of because of some regulatory change, we are not able to supply. So that's not going to happen with us. We are geared up. We already have a major range of products coming from our Indian plant, and we would have more and more products coming from there. But we also would request you to appreciate that we have 250 plants across the world. So we would like to bring a product to a customer from the plant where we can get the right cost, quality, and delivery. For us, Make in India is an initiative to make sure that, and we have a plant in India to make sure that we develop products for the Indian market specific to Indian customer requirements in India. But should the customers have a requirement from some of our other products, we can also get them from other plants in the world.
Another question from one of our viewers is, what is your testing policy before the product comes into the project market? Do you have any testing facility in India where new products get tested before their launch?
Every product before it is launched is tested, right? And goes through a various testing process, which is qualified by Assa Abloy Group. And now it depends upon which product is sourced from where. For example, if we have a product which comes from our plant in Finland, now that will be tested in Finland. If we have a product which comes from a plant in Israel, that will be tested in Israel. If we have a product which comes from a plant in India, it will be tested in India. So depending upon where the product is made, it is thoroughly tested as per the group standards. Because all the examples that I'm giving, I'm taking a typical commercial projects, and we would have some products coming from Finland, we would have some products coming from India, we would have some products coming from Israel. So what we are doing is testing each and every product in the manufacturing plant where we make them, because specific to that product, we have very elaborate testing facility in that particular country, in that particular plant.
I also have a couple of more compliments going out to you. One from Pramod Kabra. I was the first distributor in Kolkata of Yale products when they had a plant in Chakan in Pune. So as far as trust, I think this is enough that I'm still continuing selling Yale products.
We would, I'm confident that going forward also we will live up to that trust.
And I also have another compliment from Bharat Oswal, who sends his hello. He is a distributor of Inox architectural hardware products in Pune.
Thank you.
Well, with this, friends, I would like to bring to an end today's conversations with Deepak. We had a very engaging talk with Raman Koul of Assa Abloy India. And we've got to hear of his wide-ranging views on future growth of the company in India, as well as his management mantras, leadership mantras, thoughts about innovation and customer engagement, how customer needs to be at the top of our organizations, and the senior management at the bottom, the inverted pyramid concept of management. I think that if you were to listen to his thoughts carefully, at least a few leaves you'll be able to implement in your own businesses for sure. With this, I thank you, Raman, for joining us
Thank
today.
you. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Good health and all a bright future.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Good day.